Okay guys, so I just swapped on a brand new OEM Zama carburetor on this thing. Let's see if that fixed it. Haven't got the tune quite right. I've been having issues. I can't tell if I've got it too rich on the low side or what. I think we finally got it. Or not. A little bit more fine tuning on that carburetor, and I think we're good. I know it's full of fuel and oil this time. I made sure of that. But power-wise, it feels good. Feels really good. Does it feel like the most fast 60cc saw ever? No. But then again, I'm not really looking for that. I built this to be a good work saw, really, and nothing else. Just a nice, good ported work saw. I didn't build it to win any kind of race, nothing. And there are things that I could do, go back into that cylinder, but I just want to get it to run right. And it seems like we're there. The only thing that it needs to make it run perfect, it's some time actually using it. This thing's not even broken in yet. It's got new crank bearings, it's got new crank seals, it's got new piston and ring, it's got new intake, new carburetor. It has went through it, okay? So at this point, this is a nice solid saw. I feel confident with that. The thing that it is still lacking is just some time in the saddle, running it, fine-tuning that carburetor, because I'm uncertain what it's doing. You know, do I need to give it a little bit more low end, you know, low jet fuel, a little bit less? What do I need to do? So, and that really only comes, it really only comes with time behind the trigger, you know, actually running it and getting it all set up to run in its sweet spot. And then from there, the only thing that you have to do is, as the weather changes, adjust the high setting just a little bit here and there, you know, winter versus summer. But finding that sweet spot where it runs perfect can be difficult. And from what I have experienced with these, the 357 and the 359, it's hard to find that sweet spot. Hey, and you may not have the same issues as me. Good on you, you know, but I think that we're finally there. Oh, I gotta turn it on. See, it's still wanting the high idle. But that's for another video. Right now, I'm gonna go get my 565, my Husqvarna 565. I'm gonna put that chain on it, and I'm gonna see what it does in this big oak. And we'll compare. Okay, look at me, shirtless. It's effing hot. I live in Atlanta, Georgia. It's like 95 degrees out there, and it's like 85 degrees in my garage. It's hot, okay? So look at the nipples. Yeah, get it over with. Yeah. Tattoos, I know you'll ask. I used to be crazy about motocross, okay? Made some bad decisions. This is Thor Racing. Yeah, that's their icon. I always liked Greek mythology. It's Greek and Roman mythology. It's fascinating to me. Honda of Troy. Now this one's double-purposed. It's a racing icon. Honda of Troy is gone. I think, or at least they don't do privateer motocross teams anymore. They used to have the best privateer teams in motocross. But anyways, I was born in 1976, and just like with Greek mythology and Roman mythology, I also like the Chinese zodiac calendar shit, and I am a dragon, so I like that. Okay. This is called various different things. Mr. Horsepower. A lot of people would see it and think it's Woody Woodpecker, but no, it's the Thrushbird from Mr. Horsepower racing cams and racing equipment and stuff like that. And this right here gets often referred to as Rob Roy. I don't know. It's a little bit different take, but that's the motorcycle headlight. His hands are on the grips, and he's got flames coming off of his shoulder. Okay, yay, there we go. There's the tattoos. Anyways, to the important stuff. This 357 XP. In editing this video, and I can't say it enough, guys, if you're wanting to learn and get see where you're making mistakes, video it, because the fastest cut by a long shot, a large margin, was the very first cut whenever the saw was cold. Now this is nothing new. This is very typical. Your coldest cut is usually your fastest cut. But what I saw was in that first cut, whenever I cut and then I come off and grab again, right? It's four-stroking, right? Whenever I let off, you can hear it, four-stroke. I couldn't hear that out there, all right? Whenever you're in the moment, you got a lot going on. But in the camera, on the video, I can hear that four-stroke, and that was my fastest cut. And once that one was over, the saw heated up, it leaned out just a little bit, and the cut times were a full 2 seconds slower consistently. Okay, so I went from 22 seconds in the cut to 24 to 25 seconds in the cut. And so what I think is happening and causing my restart issues is the saw is getting a little bit too hot because I'm running it a little bit too lean, not enough to do any damage or anything like that. But if I richen up my high circuit on my carburetor, then it'll make the saw run cooler, and I shouldn't have as much issues with the restart. But this is, like I was saying in the video, it takes time. It takes trigger time, you know. That saw from day one of getting it back together has been endless problems. It was endless problems getting it together. I went through 4 different case halves because what I got was broken. I replaced, and then it turns out it got stripped screws, this and that, and so I went through it over and over again. New bearings, new seals, new piston, new ring. I've been through the ringer with this saw, and I think that new carburetor is just what it needed, and now all of that stuff has to break in. The bottom end has to break in. A lot of people don't give any credence to that whatsoever, but the bottom end, when you put new bearings in, they got to break in. They're tight at the beginning, and so this saw with 2 or 3 tanks ran through it, it's probably going to act like a totally different animal. And well, not totally different, but you'll have your break-in done, as well as, or at least well on its way, as well as you will have sat there and fiddled with the carburetor to get it where it needs to be. So I think clearly that what I need is the next time I run it, I will go ahead and fatten up that high jet, get it to burble so that it runs a little bit cooler and has less hot start issues, restart issues. And a big part of that, I do believe it's 95 degrees outside. So, anyways, very happy that this saw, I can finally say, at least for the most part, it's done, and it is ready to compete in September's 60cc challenge. And here I just ran the 565 Husqvarna in that wood with that chain, and so now I'm fixing to edit this video and see which one is faster, the 565 or the 357 XP. I'm totally putting my money on the 565. I think it's faster, but I'm doing this to gauge what would be a proper saw to run these 60cc saws against. If this 357 is capable of beating the 565, then I'll use the 565 in the test with the 60cc challenge. Because this 357, I feel pretty confident that it is not, I don't want to say nearly, it is not as fast as the 562 that I just did, or the Makita 6100. And so if the 357 is capable of beating it, then I would say that that is a really good gauge, and we can use that saw in the 60cc challenge as the bar to measure against. I might just, the 565 has a muffler mod on it. I might just weld that shut, put a little piece of metal on the outlet or something like that, and just weld it shut. I don't know. We'll see.